Hello everyone, my name is Michael, better known as Sharky, and welcome back to the Shark Tank. Today I have a special video for you guys, because it's going to be the first actual match breakdown that I do on this channel. Now originally we actually were going to do, we were going to do another match breakdown. However, that one is taking a little bit longer than anticipated to edit, just simply because of all the kind of animations and things that I want it to look like. And this one, it's more, personal because I'm involved in it. So what match are we breaking down today? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be breaking down my first ever official CTWC match up against Microblizz today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and put on the headphones and get to breaking it down. Now there is going to be some animations on screen whenever I pause it to kind of give you guys perspective of things that I could have done differently. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Now I thought that this was pretty cool how, because Microblizz and I were last, that we kind of got like our own stage, just us two. And a couple of fun facts at the beginning, I kind of accidentally started on 8 and so yeah, it was interesting. But right here you see, both of us are stacking pretty good. I didn't have a accommodating build for that S, so I am still going to get my Tetris and maintain a short lead. However, Microblizz is already going to get his second one, able to utilize that long bar. And you see the little nod for me right there, because it's like, okay, yeah, this is a good build for me. So, now we're neck and neck once again. And Paul sets up a long bar dependency. Or not Paul, freaking Philip. I apologize. Just watching this again is surreal. Now, this delay right there, that delay burn was pretty interesting. So, see, I think we need to go back to 1. Now, what I probably could have done is place the T piece where it would burn a double, go for the safer burn instead of going aggressive, because here's following that next piece, the only thing that I would be able to do is either place it and set up multiple 2 deep dependencies, or I can place it on top of that T piece and wait for the right piece that I need in order to tuck underneath there or do some kind of formation. So right there, that was just a little bit aggressive. It's normally what I would do in that situation, because it's like the most efficient way to attack that. But now we see that I have multiple dependencies. But luckily RNG is kind of good to me. It's a very nice elevated burn there. Now the well is open.
This happening right now on Classic Tetris 2 as well.
And right there, I keep it safe and take that double. I didn't want to making micro adjustments that high can cause me to lose DAS. And even though I am technically considered a hybrid player, there is just no way I would have been able to just tap that over. And at this time, the jolt hasn't been necessarily manifested enough. And actually, we're going to pause that and see what I could have done differently. The jolt hasn't been manifested enough to where I didn't know that it was viable, that I can move pieces faster than I normally could with DAS. So let's go ahead and go back. Oops, go back just a little bit more. So knock down the Tetris there. Okay. Right there. That's the mistake. I didn't make the adjustment. If I would have made the adjustment, I'd have an accommodating place for that square, and then I would also been able, following the square, the J piece, I would have been able to do a double rotation and lay it flat and have a little bit of a kind of a too wide, too deep gap to where I could start, put a couple pieces in there. But now I start to, get in a little bit of trouble. And I say trouble is because I have a long bar dependency, quite massive. And the delay burns I'm setting up are actually quite risky, and I mean they're low enough to where I felt like at the time like I wouldn't get in too much trouble, but setting up those delay burns, say I was like around middle of the screen, that could have really gotten incredibly dangerous. But anyways, you know, we cleaned it out very nice. I'm smiling because I'm happy with the pieces that I received. Now right there, a little early misshift. I did originally try to go for if I would have hit the L spin, because I hit the L spin. No, if I would have hit the L spin, then that means I would have been forced to either place the square right here, or on top of here, or on top of here. And then if I would have, basically depending on where I would have placed that square, that could have changed the outcome. So if I hit the spin, place the square on top of the little 2D mound, then I would have used the upcoming L to burn out the line as a delayed burn, and then using the next pieces, try and, you know, burn it out and keep it a little bit clean. However, this situation isn't too bad, considering now looking back at the piece sequence, it is actually kind of better for me that I missed the spin, because my board wouldn't be so piece dependent and disarray. But because of this, you know, Philip is going to take, you know, one Tetris lead. And things are starting to look a little bit complicated. You know, I take a huge sigh because it's had multiple long bar dependencies. Now, actually, since I do win this game because of an early top out by Philip, I like to discuss kind of what Philip did, what Microblizz could have done differently. So, you know, let's take a look at his board right here. Now, even though it would have been hard to make that adjustment within a short amount of time, he should have put the T piece over to be accommodating for that S piece, and then he would have been able to knock the Tetris and stay alive. But, you know, sometimes you're not able to make those micro adjustments all the time. Double rotate. Okay, it's open. Now right here, what he should have done is, or at least what I would have done is, I would have burned, because right now we're around half the screen height, and so burning a double would at least get his stack low enough to where he would be able to be, you know, more comfortable with digging it out. But, you know, he places that over there, and now he gets that T piece. Now this is another opportunity he passed up. He wanted to stay aggressive. It would have been ideal if he would have put the T piece over there to the right, so then he will be able to kind of burn down, you know, one line, and then get hopefully pieces to burn it down. And now things are starting to look very complicated for him.
So this is our final matchup now. It's all down to Sharky and Philip, our final round 0 matchup.
Right there, that's where that's just unfortunately where he messed up. Early Daz load, allowing him to kind of not have he had a partial dash charge on the square, so it doesn't get all the way over, and there's just no way that he can get out of it. So I do take game 1. So let's go ahead and skip ahead to game 2. Now this game, you know, I'm a little bit comfortable, confident now. I don't have as much nerves with me as I did in the first game. However, this build, I already don't like it because it has that little staircase. But we do run into a drought early on, so it did allow me to get Tetris ready at the same time. And I'm gonna knock down my Tetris. And Philip, he wasn't able to knock down a Tetris on his first long bar, but he is gonna knock down a Tetris on that one. Now you are gonna notice that I'm gonna play ahead because I do in fact like to push down. It helps me maintain a rhythm. So yeah, the commentators just picked up on that. Now that tuck, it was a pretty smooth tuck, but it was also very risky. And the reason why it was kind of risky like that is because I used like 100% dash. Normally when I do tucks up that high, I would tap it over just because I don't have to worry about the split second timing on skill stops. However, that is you know, that wasn't ideal, I guess. But all right there, little bit of a mistuck, or early Daz slowed, but very nice pieces.
He does very well, and there you go.
So just, you know, a little hiccup, nothing, you know, too disturbing. Now right there, that's a safe burn that you need to go for in those kind of situations. I could have gone aggressive with that burn, but instead I wanted to keep it safe. And we run into another drought. And then I get another one. Now right there, this is where things start to get a little bit complicated because I was limited on my options on where to place the square. So I think I actually went a little bit too far back. I think right here. Okay. So first things first, this square should have gone right here. And the line piece should have, you know, of course, gone on top. With that square right there, I would have a place for this following J piece. And then with that J piece actually over here, instead of going over here, I could have just gone for immediate burn by double flipping the T piece and burning that off right there. So I still wouldn't be Tetris ready, but my board would be incredibly more clean and accommodating. And then I would have used that long bar to get Tetris ready if I'm remembering my board health right. Use that long bar to get Tetris ready and then continue to build up. So even with this situation, what I could have done is instead of placing this J piece right here, I could have placed it over here and then would have had the L piece right there. So even though it would be more lines burned, it's just still more of a safe stack. And I guess now that it's been like 3 months since this has happened, just about, I, you know, now see this stuff because initially I wouldn't been able to think about it. CTWC opened my eyes to so many different build styles, and you know, 2 weeks after I got my first and second max. But that's when things start to get complicated. Now, this could have actually been burned out relatively easy if I would have been thinking of ahead. So this square should have gone on top of right there. Then this L piece would have gone right there. The S would have burned the double, and then I would just have this to fill in, which I would get the piece for, and I would be Tetris ready. So I know I'm nitpicking a lot, but it's just, you know, it's just a lot that you notice when you're actually, you know, sitting down and breaking down your games, especially when you want to take it to a very high analytical level. But I did pass up on the Tetris. I just wanted to be safe. I didn't want to play too risky. And that right there is whenever they start to coin my my jolt as, you know, hyper jolting. And basically it's the way I quick tap. So right here is a very nice double into a Tetris. So I trailed. I don't know why everyone was clapping off of that. I mean, it was just, you know, a simple elevated burn. Okay, so right here, this situation could probably been avoided. Okay, so I get the S there, and I set the T piece up for that delay burn. Now, the J piece, what could have been done is if I would have flipped the T piece in the other direction, that'd give me a place to place this Z piece. And then I would also been able to have burned out a double, leaving this still as an L piece dependency, but still keeping my board accommodating. I mean, this is obviously not necessary. It's a very complicated setup just because the sequences of S's and Z's is just very, very difficult to deal with my current board. Now, I do try and stay efficient and set up for a dirty, but I wanted to like burn it down, so then I would have been able to kind of get a well transfer. Either way, it's still, you know, it still worked out in my favor, just didn't have necessarily the cleanest of builds while doing this.
It's a great back and forth match. Philip has a slight lead right now. Back to a tie game. Nice Tetris by Sharky.
Okay. Very nice last second adjustment right there.
Finally, the double line was beneficial for Philip.
And then a center world Tetris. Ideally, I would have wanted it to transfer over, but I mean, it still burned it off. But yeah, right now I'm building very clean, you know, proud of the way I'm building. 381,000 at 107 lines. That's like 500k transition pace, assuming I keep it clean. So definitely great tournament pace. And obviously Philip pacing very good as well.
Yeah, shout out to the commentary, right? Yeah, woo! Giving away spoilers.
I actually could have got, see right there, not only did I pass up on a Tetris opportunity because I wanted to be safe, but I could have actually set up for a Tetris earlier. So, no, I'm going back a little bit far.
Shout out to the commentary, right? Yeah, woo!
Right here, could have placed the long bar over here in column 8. Burned off the T-piece, or no, I actually would have put the T-piece on the left, and then I would have burned off the J piece in this column 9 area, and then now I have a very nice sloping board to work with, and then I would have been able to hit that Tetris. But the micro adjustment I missed there is I didn't rotate the T piece in order for it. I just wanted to kind of keep it a flat burn, and now I've actually gotten better about recognizing what my next piece is. So if I am trying to go for like that T piece on the column 8 or 9 side, then I would, you know, rotate it to keep it flat if I have like an L or a J coming, or I would just keep it, you know, keep it the same if I have, you know, a jagged piece or if I'm about to score a Tetris. So another Tetris.
Who wants it? Boom, Tetris for Philip.
Okay, right there, what I should have done is I should have burned out. Because I guess it was that I didn't recognize the piece that I had. The piece that I had coming up next. But if I would have burned that out, I'd have a nice good place for this square. And then I probably would have been able to put this J piece elsewhere. But now, kind of complicates my build a little bit, makes it jagged, less accommodating.
That would have been funny if you said it right.
Now right here, I did try and go for a delayed burn, but actually what I didn't realize that I could have done is kind of just stood it up right here. I didn't start doing that until after CTWC. It's because I saw a bunch of other players doing it. I'm like, oh, that is actually pretty clever, because you know you could set up for many different tucks that way. But you know, burn is going to cost me a little bit, and I didn't want to burn that out with a long bar because I assumed that I was going to run into another drought, and running into another drought with a high column 9 right before transition is not ideal at all. But I am going to knock down a Tetris. I'm trying to keep it kind of, you know, sloping still, but very accommodating. And then transition at 482.
Nice transitions at a 57% Tetris rate.
Now right here, I skill stopped a little bit too late. Getting used to the low 19 speeds, and I felt like for some reason my CRT moved more fluid than the one I played on at home at the time. So, you know, a misdrop, and I wanted to resolve it. That was a very nice burn right there, and I wanted to try and keep it up. But I didn't run into a drought, so I didn't get the long bar in time. Right there, that was the mistake that decided this game. What I should have tried to do is to rotate it twice. Because if I were to rotate it twice, I would have probably been able to get this T piece all the way out. Actually, yeah, I would have been able to get that T piece over, and that would have burned a double, if I'm not mistaken. No, it would have burned a single, but still kept my stack a little bit lower.
The worst possible moment for misdrop, right at the transition there. But he's playing well, yes.
Nice.
The hyper jolt. Oh, the hyper jolt in full effect.
swag.
Look at that.
Oh.
That is some swag.
Okay, so basically that's when, you know, hyper jolting finally got coined, because we get to the point where I get that long bar over. I did not have enough DAS.
Costly right here. The worst possible moment for a misdrop, right at
So then, you know, get the long bar over. That's the right move.
But he's playing well. Yeah.
Then put the T-piece there. Need to get that square all the way over. Now, probably what should have happened. Yeah, that's good. Square right there. And then it's just the square burst that kind of messed it up because I was trying to get this square all the way over to the right. However, what probably should have happened with this square, because let's see, that's 4, 8, 10. With a quick tap, I should have been able to get a square over here. But at the same time, my 19 wasn't as proficient at this moment in time. So, you know, I'm not able to get that square all the way over. Here's where I think I messed up because I think I rotated. A flat line burn here would have been perfect. Yeah. That rotation was panic rotation. Flat line burn would have burned that out. I could have double rotated this piece over here, dropped that down, burn a double, and then only have to burn this out, which I would have got another square, which I would have just put it over to the left. And I would have probably had a place to put this piece if, you know, I didn't have kind of like this current board set up. And then there's nothing I could have done. So then now we are going to a decider. And let's go ahead and skip to it. Alright, so last game, I had a little bit of nerves with me. I'm like, I can't believe I lost that game just because of an early Daz load and a couple bad decisions trying to dig out. And I'm already playing aggressive. This game, I kind of get thrown off at the beginning because it's such a massive drought at the beginning. But you know, I try and keep it safe. Have a little spire that's getting built up. Now, what I probably should have done is I probably should have tried and get this J piece over there to the left. And then I would have got that J piece to place over here. But still, you know, keep it safe and burn down. But still maintain a clean board for the most part. But yeah, 33 piece drought. But not a simul Tetris. So yeah, that kind of threw me off guard. I wasn't expecting to get, you know, a 33 piece drought to start off with. Now, right here, what I should have done is place this piece over here. If I would have placed this piece over here, I would have a place for this J piece and a place for the L, and that would have. And then I'd have to do something with this piece. Wait, no. Okay, so J piece would have gone right here. The S piece would have gone right here. L piece would have gone right here. And then I would have eventually got the TP, or not the T piece, the Z piece for that. But now, this is when I get in a little bit of trouble. And so holding out for the right pieces, this was just a fantastic dig. And there's no other way I would have dug out of this. Actually, I take that back. I would have placed this J piece over here, burned out the double with the T, and only have one line without having to worry about this kind of like little lisp to deal with. And seeing those pieces, it could have easily gone wrong. But yeah, that sequence just really put me back. If I would have just made that tiny adjustment, I would have been out and I would have been back to scoring. I actually stopped pressing down, which was funny.
And that is the most satisfying Tetris you can have after all that work. Okay.
Oh, you know, nice little Tetris right here. Okay, right here, I had no idea what I was trying to do. Ideally, what I could have done is once again, I didn't know of this burn, or I didn't know of this formation before CTWC. But what I could have done is place this this J piece and rotate it and put it in here. The square would have gone on top over to the left, and then I would have tucked this S underneath that dependency, and then tucked J underneath, and then I would have been clean. But now I spend even more lines trying to burn out this this mistake of a delayed burn that I tried to do. But luckily I do get a long bar plus a T, so I do still burn out, but I would have been Tetris ready and possibly could have scored a Tetris. So just, I wanted to take that triple, wasn't feeling safe on trying to build up that center well. It was very piece dependent, but you know, already down by like 100,000 points, so I know that I need to start, you know, scoring and start playing a little bit more aggressive. I mean, we're roughly around the halfway mark till transition.
My joke got blown up mid-joke.
Boom, Tetris to Sharky. Still pressing down even though he's high up the board.
But very nice placements right there. So I think this is where I start to maintain a pretty high Tetris rate. I mean, right now I'm only at 28%, so that's pretty bad. Dude, I just do a little jolt there just for insurance.
Now he gets the line piece. Smartly. Boom. Burning lines though.
Now, actually, I mean, it still worked out, but what I would have done was I would have recognized that I had a line piece next and would have used the square to put up a line piece dependency to automatically resolve it.
However, nice Tetris by Sharky.
Back to 60,000 point difference. 2.5 Tetris.
Just this is some really clean Tetris that's being played right now. Okay, this is where my board starts to get a little bit risky. So ideally, actually no, my board's going to be fine here. I'm thinking way too ahead. It's closer towards transition. But it's a very nice building though. It was a little bit risky because it was piece dependent. Now, I just want to point this out, just because they said this, they were like, oh my gosh, he just barely got through with that missed drop. No, that was a purposeful adjustment. Because, let's see. I just wanted to point this out. You know, no shame to the commentators, but okay. Look, originally, I was gonna just try and burn off like the T piece to the side, or actually take a double. See, like, crap. It's moving like way too fast. Okay. Alright, see? I was gonna burn it off to the side, but I was like, actually, I want to keep my double well, so I'm gonna do quick 2 rotations, and then I'll get that long bar over.
Ooh, missed. That worked out for him, but that was dangerous.
Yeah, it definitely could have been dangerous, but it's still... But now look, now within 15,000 points. Now this is where the moment in the game where my decisions become detrimental. So let's go ahead and take a look. Right here, I should have gone for a flat T-burn. Or actually, no, now it's on this one, I think. Yeah, become virtually tied. Should have actually burned this off to the side. So I should... I'm sorry, this is the first time I'm doing this, and it's a bit difficult. So I should have actually burned off, or not burned off, placed this L to the side, and then I would probably been able to still have a L piece, or not an L piece, a J piece dependency after placing this right here. No, I would have to stack it up this way. So that would have gone right here, leaving like a 2 deep gap right here and a 1 deep gap on column 1. Would have got another L piece, would have been able to put it on top, and that would have been another Tetris.
The last match tonight, we're going to reach the transition. This is what we want to see.
Now, right here, that it was just not, it wasn't good piece recognition. All I had to do was do a double rotate to the side, and it's another Tetris I would have gotten. Right here, I should have put that S piece all the way over. Square would have gone right there. T piece would have gone in the gap created by, or not the S piece, by the Z piece.
There's Tetris for Philip.
I should have placed this piece right here. Now, most of these moves that I'm doing right now, you won't catch me doing majority of them. It's because I kind of know more about stacking because of CTWC. But normally, what you want to do is leave this double well open. If I would have put this right here, I would have been able to just put this, probably, you know, down flip it and set up a little tuck position, which I would have got with this next piece, or I could have put this next piece over here. But now with this, it will complicate my board, and it will continue to complicate my board because it was very vulnerable to a jagged piece sequence. Now, what could have been done, instead of building up the spire, put this S all the way over, burn it out with the J, and only have an L piece dependency. And there, I didn't know that I needed a quick tap. So now 10 lines, very tricky situation to get out of. I'm not sure if you can pole vault or quick tap a Z piece over there. So my best bet in that situation was to try and maybe put a T piece over there to the left.
Oh, unfortunately, you can see it on his face.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, and that might be it.
Get it
Oh
over.
my
Come
gosh.
on. Come on.
They expected me to get it over.
Get it over.
Wasn't gonna happen.
But that'll be
And that's how my game ended.
out.
Just one decision.
Oh.
Let's go back, just so I can show you the one decision that caused me to lose. And you guys, whenever we come out with the videos for me and AMJ, we're gonna, both of us are gonna point out one fatal decision. Right there, this piece should have gone right here instead of right here. And then it just spirals out of control, and that was the end of my 2019 CTWC qualifier. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute this. So anyways, that's gonna pretty much do it for this video. Like I said, there's not just this one coming out, but there's going to be one made by AMJ and myself discussing Mega Retro Man versus Jonas Neubauer. And that one, it is probably going to be maybe the same length, even if not longer. And it's going to have two different perspectives. It's still going to be put in the format where we kind of discuss, the move that led to the Jonas losing, but still, very good video. So I can't wait to show you. Anyways, if you like this video and you like seeing me break down, the thought process, my moves behind my performance at CTWC 2019, then leave a like, share it with your friends. I'm pretty sure that they will find the science behind a Tetris match interesting to watch, or at the very least, might find it intriguing. Comment down, what did you think about me breaking down this matches? Would you like me to break down more matches? Of course, they're going to be more well constructed than this current match. However, I am still planning to break down matches. So what matches would you guys like to see next after Jonas and Mega Retro Man? I do stream very frequently on Twitch. So if you would like to follow me on Twitch and catch me and ask me questions about Tetris tips, or when I'm not playing Tetris, just want to hang out for a little bit, my link to my Twitch channel is going to be down in the description below. And while not all the videos are not me breaking down the performance of myself in a match, there's still plenty more content here on this channel, and if you like it, why not stick around for a bit? Anyways, my name is Michael, better known as ITZsharky, your 2019 CTWC qualifier, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Simple as that.